Job safety analysis and procedure. Safety interview, questions and answers. What is the Job Safety Analysis, JSA? Job Safety Analysis, JSA, is a systematic process used in workplace safety to identify potential hazards associated with specific job tasks, and to implement controls to mitigate those hazards. The goal of JSA is to prevent workplace injuries, illnesses, and incidents by breaking down a job into its individual steps, analyzing the risks at each step, and determining safe work practices. What are the key components of JSA? 1. Job selection. Focus on jobs with the highest risk of injury, those with a history of incidents, or new, or modified tasks. 2. Break down the job. Divide the job into individual steps or tasks in the order they are performed. 3. Identify hazards. For each step, identify potential hazards, for example, physical, chemical, ergonomic, or environmental risks. 4. Assess risks. Evaluate the likelihood and severity of each hazard. 5. Implement controls. Determine measures to eliminate or reduce the risks, for example, engineering controls, administrative controls, or personal protective equipment. 6. Document and communicate. Record the findings and share them with workers to ensure they understand the hazards and controls. 7. Review and update. Regularly review and update the JSA, especially when there are changes in the job process, equipment, or regulations. What are the benefits of JSA? 1. Improves worker awareness of hazards. 2. Reduces workplace accidents and injuries. 3. Enhances compliance with safety regulations. 4. Promotes a proactive safety culture. What is the purpose of JSA? 1. Prevent accidents and injuries. By identifying hazards and implementing controls before work begins. 2. Improve worker safety awareness. Workers become more aware of the risks associated with their tasks and how to mitigate them. 3. Enhance compliance. Helps organizations comply with occupational health and safety regulations, for example, OSHA, ISO 45001. 4. Reduce costs. Minimizes costs associated with workplace incidents, such as medical expenses, lost productivity, and workers' compensation claims. 5. Promote a safety culture. Encourages a proactive approach to safety, where employees and management work together to identify and address risks. When to conduct a JSA? 1. For high-risk jobs, for example, working at heights, confined spaces, or with hazardous materials. 2. When a new job or process is introduced. 3. After an incident or near-miss to prevent recurrence. 4. When changes are made to equipment, materials, or procedures. 5. As part of routine safety audits or risk assessments. What are the steps to conduct a JSA? 1. Select the job. 1. Choose a job that is hazardous, has a history of incidents, or is new or modified. 2. Prioritize jobs with the highest potential for severe injuries or fatalities. 2. Break the job into steps. 1. Divide the job into individual tasks or steps in the order they are performed. 2. Be specific and avoid making the steps too broad or too detailed. 3. Identify hazards. 1. Physical hazards, for example, moving machinery, falling objects. 2. chemical hazards, for example. Exposure to toxic substances. 3. Ergonomic hazards, for example. Repetitive motions, awkward postures. 4. Environmental hazards, for example, extreme temperatures, poor lighting. 5. Biological hazards, for example, exposure to bacteria or viruses. 4. Assess the risks. 1. Evaluate the likelihood and severity of each hazard. 2. Use a risk matrix to prioritize hazards, for example, low, medium, high risk. 5. Develop control measures. 1. Elimination. Remove the hazard entirely, for example, automate the task. 2. Substitution. Replace hazardous materials or processes with safer alternatives. 3. Engineering controls. Isolate workers from the hazard, for example, machine guards, ventilation systems. 4. Administrative controls. Change work practices, for example, training, job rotation, signage. 5. Personal protective equipment, PPE. Provide protective gear, for example, gloves, helmets, safety glasses. 6. Document the JSA. 1. Record the findings in a standardized JSA form or template. 2. Include the job steps, identified hazards, risk levels, and control measures. 7. Communicate and train. 1. Share the JSA with all workers involved in the job. 2. Provide training on the identified hazards and control measures. 8. Review and update. 1. Regularly review the JSA to ensure it remains accurate and effective. 2. Update the JSA if there are changes to the job, equipment, or regulations. What are the benefits of JSA? 1. Proactive risk management. Identifies hazards before they cause harm. 2. Improved communication. Ensures workers understand the risks and how to mitigate them. 3. Increased efficiency. Reduces downtime caused by accidents or injuries. 4. Legal compliance. Helps organizations meet regulatory requirements. 5. Employee involvement. Engages workers in the safety process, fostering a culture of safety. What are the limitations of JSA? 1. Time-consuming. Conducting a thorough JSA can be labor-intensive. 2. Human error. Hazards may be overlooked if the analysis is not done carefully. 3. Not a one-time activity. Requires regular updates to remain effective. 4. May not address all risks. Some hazards, especially those related to human behavior, may be difficult to predict. What is the JSA different between other safety tools? JSA different between risk assessment. A JSA focuses on specific job tasks, while a risk assessment may cover broader processes or workplace areas. JSA different between SWMS, Safe Work Method Statement. ASWMS is often used in high-risk industries, for example, construction, and is a legal requirement in some countries, while a JSA is more general and flexible.